I love interviewing new students. I love interviewing upcoming traders. I love interviewing traders who have made it. In this video, I actually interview my friend Alex, who was a Starbucks barista just a few years ago, earning what, like $100, $150 a week, nothing. But he started learning trading. Now he's into 8 figures, over $10 million in trading profits in just a few years, okay? So I want you to watch this video, listen to what he's doing right, listen to the rules that he has in place for himself, and congratulate him in the comments below. I think it's really amazing to see what he's achieved and how humble he's remained. You know, like not every trader is this humble. When I first made my few million, I wasn't always so humble. So congratulate Alex and thank him for sharing his tips. Check this out. I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, Alex Timmons!
What's up, Tim?
Give him a little soundtrack or something.
Sick. Sick.
Pretty cool. Some of you might not know Alex, but great 8-figure trader who just a few years ago was working at Starbucks. Do we have the photo? Post a photo of this Starbucks barista. It's pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
Are any of the baristas still working there? And you're like, yo.
No, none of the same people are there. Actually, when I was working there, I thought like the highest I would ever amount to was like owning a couple Starbuckses.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And then,
Is that the plural of Starbucks?
Starbucks, I guess so. I guess.
Starbucks.
Starbucks. Starbucks.
What changed?
You know what it is? Back at the time, I learned that the 2 fastest ways to make money in America are real estate and the stock market. Real estate has such a high barrier to entry, I didn't have any money. Stock market, you could open up an account with as little as $500, so that's what I did. I would take like...
You started with $500?
I started with $500, I lost it, kept refilling, losing, and then...
This was like Starbucks barista tips?
I was making like $150 a week at the time. So it would take me like a month to essentially save up and then put that in and then just essentially lose it.
You were one of the first people working at Starbucks and you're like, please tip me.
Yeah.
You started that trend.
I was trying to take as much as I can from the tips. So reality is like $1 or $2, maybe at the end of the day you make $20 in tips. It really wasn't too much, but essentially what ended up happening is every single time I bought a stock, it would go straight down. Every single time.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is going on here, man? Like, what am I going to do? And then I discovered what short selling is and making money on the way down. So I was like, instead of hitting the buy button, if I hit the short button, I'll be rich. And the first short trade I ever took was 1,000 shares of a stock called VGGL.
Yeah.
And
Vigil.
Yeah.
I remember Vigil.
It got delisted.
Yeah. That's funny.
So I made 50 cents a share and I was hooked since.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you do only shorts?
I'm primarily short, yeah, primarily.
Everyone in chat, thank Alex for his sacrifice because even though he makes money, a lot of people who try to be short sellers, they suck and they create these great squeezes that we see day in, day out.
A lot of people do it wrong, and that's actually a really good point. So let me actually talk about that. So I think
we want them to do it wrong. Don't change it. Don't change it.
I give them a little tip. Give them
a tip. Give them a tip.
So I think the biggest problem with short sellers is that they're always trying to short the stock that's up the most on the day. And to me, I don't think that's right. I think that a lot of these stocks, they move based on hype. So when the stock is moving higher and higher and higher, it has hype. As a short seller, you're waiting for the hype to disappear, waiting for the next shiny object to take control, and then that old stock, when people aren't looking at it, it's still up 800%.
Yeah.
And that's when you can make money, and that's what I kind of focus on.
I like it. Look, I've made millions short selling. I used to short sell a lot, if you remember.
Yeah.
That was my whole strategy. Back then, there were promoters, and it was so nice and easy when I short sold. Like, promoters would put out an email. They're like, we've been paid $300,000 for a 2-week campaign. So I'd mark down on my calendar 2 weeks, and the day that the campaign ended, the stock dropped.
Yeah.
And it was like...
It's magic.
It's like, why is this so easy? Yeah. Now, there's not so many promoters. Now the best shorts are short squeezes, I think, where there's too many undisciplined shorts, and then they push prices up ridiculously.
100%.
Like, you know, like BMNR. Did you short BMNR?
Did I short BMNR? I did, but I didn't make enough.
Yeah. I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah.
We were in Europe with the undisclosed 9-figure trader, and he was buying it on the way up, and he made 7 figures, and he still sold it too early. Jack, I think, had what did he say? I just did an interview with Jack. I think he was at I think he said he had 35,000 shares at like 55.
Yeah, he was telling me about that.
And
He
cut it.
He cut it for like, I think he made
He lost like $4,000.
Yeah, and then the next day it went up $100 a share.
Same day. He got freaked out pre-market, and he's like, I don't know what's going to happen at the open, so he cut it.
I remember it had a morning panic and then reclaimed all the highs and just went straight to the moon.
So that's the tough thing where, for longs and shorts, at the open, it's very scary because you can't really, especially if you have size on your position, you can't cut losses very easily, and it can just go against you. Even if it looks like it's going up, like sometimes you have these stocks that are spiking right at the open for like 7 seconds and then halt down.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you do to that?
Yeah.
Do you trade at the open? When do you trade mostly?
So my ideal time frame that I found is 9:30 to 10:30. I make most of my money Eastern market time.
Okay.
9:30 to 10:30. What I find is that in the past, I would try to trade all day long because I would relate it to a job. The more time you participate at your job, the more money you're supposed to make. But in trading, it's actually the opposite. For me, it's the less that you trade, the better. Because the analogy I give is like, if you're at the casino playing cards, do you make more money when you continue playing or when you walk away? So for me, I found that after 10:30, I would make money, and then I would just gamble it away throughout the rest of the day. So instead of trying to find new strategies to do after 10:30, I just stop trading at 10:30, I walk away, I pocket my gains, and that's it.
So listen to him very closely because, I always say that the shorts versus longs is like a battle of good versus evil. This man is pure evil. Look into his eyes. I don't know if you can see, there's like a redness in his eyes. He's got the cross, but I don't know how he's even wearing that. I'm sure he's going to get struck down. No, I'm kidding. Look, I used to short sell too, but it's interesting because you have to know how short selling works. I know like the first third of my video lessons are all short selling videos. And people are like, you don't short sell, why should I watch it? It's good to know how longs work and how shorts work. And what you're saying is you stop basically shorting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, right?
Because what ends up happening is the volume shrinks, the algos take control, and they just squeeze these monsters.
So recognize that because I don't short anymore, I go long, and I think newbies should go long too, especially in the beginning. You can take advantage of the exact same thing that he's saying. When he stops trading, it's because he sees the shorts, they squeeze a lot, and he doesn't want any part of that.
I call it the zombie rule because a dead stock comes back to life like a zombie at 10:30.
It's Game of Thrones. It's beautiful, right? You're lifting the dragon up. The dragon has the blue eyes. Forget about how Game of Thrones ended.
And now, like a lot of people, like a lot of the moves are happening pre-market. So you do not want to be shorting these stocks pre-market. What I want to do is I want these stocks to form a trend pre-market, and then using that information, then plan my trades for the open.
Yeah. Listen, there's still a lot of short sellers who do make money. The Shunk brothers, they were in Italy. Were they in Italy when you were there?
No.
I don't remember.
No.
We had a whole bunch of different traders in Italy. The Shunk brothers, do you know them?
I know them, yeah.
Awesome guys. Chris is over $4 million. He's having a baby now. Pretty crazy. And then Evan's over $2 million. Evan was a pizza shop cashier guy. And were you the cashier at Starbucks or were you making the drinks?
I was doing both.
Okay. So Evan was just the cashier. But they're short sellers too, and they do very well, but they're always petrified of squeezes. And I want you to learn from both. Like, watch my first third of video lessons. It's good to know about short sellers. What you said zombie hour at 10:30?
Yeah, the zombie time, sure.
So zombie hour starts at 10:30 a.m. for him. That's when you basically stop shorting because you recognize the squeezes. If you're long biased like me, and you can look through my trades, I have a lot of buys 10:30, 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m. In the past, I know that in old DVDs, I say never trade that way. For me in the past, as a long, I would never trade that way. But now, because there's more shorts, you get these stocks.
The market has changed. The market has changed.
Right?
I mean, look at crypto. Crypto became its own market.
It's crazy.
They didn't exist when you were making those lessons.
It's literally crazy.
It's nuts.
It's literally crazy. And this is what I want you to understand. Whether you like going long, whether you like going short, whether you like trading pre-market or at the open or 10:30, there's different times to trade and different ways to trade, but there's opportunity nonstop.
Everywhere.
Like, how are you sleeping? Are you sleeping more or less lately?
I'm sleeping less, honestly. I really am because I want to be able to wake up early enough to get. It's like trading is like being like a detective. Like you're trying to get the clues together or even paint a picture of what is the stock supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times these stocks are moving up pre-market because there's low volume, there's no volatility halts, and it's very easy to manipulate these stocks higher. So as a long bias trader, you can make a ton of money. A lot of these stocks are going up 1,000% a week now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, which means
1,000% in a day.
You could make the money on the way up.
Yeah.
I could make the money on the way down. And now I'm trying to go long myself to be able to capitalize on both those moves.
I mean, look, there's opportunity for everybody. I mean, we know that there's chat rooms out there. They buy these low float stocks. They have free chat rooms. All the people are like, wow, look at this free chat room. And there's somebody buying a low float stock, buying like 100,000 shares, and the stock spikes 200%. And then they're like, look how easy this is. So you like to short those kinds of plays. Do you short chat room pumps?
After they top out, the thing is that it's all about timing, right? So for me, I've learned that there's at least once per day, there's the hot stock of the day. It's the stock that everyone's trading. It's the stock that's going up the most aggressive, the stock that has the most volume, essentially. What ends up happening is as soon as people get a new one, that old one, they just like kick it to the curb, man.
Do.
They kick it to people.
Yeah.
Traders have such
it's like Leonardo DiCaprio and like a new 25-year-old.
That's it.
Once they turn 25, they're gone. Or no, I guess he's dating somebody older
Probably,
now.
Oh yeah.
He's trying because he knows he's a meme, so now he has to.
Right.
It might even be fake in the
Optics.
real. But before that, he had like 7 girlfriends. Every time they turned 25, he dumped them.
Exactly.
It's like a stock.
Exactly. So what ends up happening is a lot of traders are fickle. They're on to the next. So for me, in the past, I would forget about those stocks. I would be like, all right, let me move to the next one.
Yeah.
And now I've realized that there's so much room for these other stocks to go down, and that's what I focus on.
So for me, as a long bias trader, I know what you're saying too, but this is the interesting thing. So there are a lot of chat room pumps, and they're usually on like low flow companies, toxic companies, companies that need cash. When these stocks spike up so much, the companies sometimes do offerings. The offerings push them down. It's not even necessarily a chat room pump. It could be an FDA approval.
There was one from 2 days ago. It was SXTC. I don't know if you saw that one. They pushed that up to like $4, and then pre-market had an offering down to $1.
Yeah. It can happen. So this is the beauty, though. This is the volatility. I find that, I know a lot of short sellers, they look for these companies that need toxic offerings, and they're loading up,
Correct.
betting that there will be an offering. But I will venture to say that if there is no offering, or even if there's an offering later in the day, they become the best squeezes.
Correct.
A lot of these chat room pumps that start as chat room pumps, people are like, oh, there's no catalyst. But because they're pumped by the chat room, there's a lot of short sellers, they short any chat room pump. And because the chat room pump has so many different buyers in it, they're giving like these free chat rooms. The good news is Stocks to Trade Breaking News is alerting them all. You don't have to go to these shady chat rooms. But the cool thing is they keep going. The chat room can pump up a stock multiple times and squeeze shorts over and over.
Yeah.
It's like a battle.
The problem is right now too with AI and like all these different like
Bots.
services, information is so readily available that everyone knows that like a company is toxic. Back in the day, I would say maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, you had to like read the filings, you had to look very deep. Now, with the click of a button, you could find out exactly how dilutive these companies are, and it makes them more crowded, essentially.
I love Dilution Tracker. I always say, thank you, Dilution Tracker. Oh, toxic offering. Squeeze them. We want as many shorts as possible, okay? So every short seller out there, please keep it up. Newbie shorts, keep it up. Look, a lot of these plays don't exist. I need stocks that are spiking. The promoters are gone. There's no promoters, right? Or very few effective promoters. They're usually like coked out. They're like, it's just sad.
There's plenty of ways to make money these days, and I think certainly, especially in the market we're in right now, it's like you could throw a dart and these stocks are going up, which is great. It's a great way to build your account, but there's also a different side where you can make money as well. So I'm not biased either way. I just am better at shorting.
Yeah.
But even now, 11 and a half years in, I'm trying to improve and go long as well.
It's whatever works. I used to suck at like going long short squeezes. I used to be primarily a short seller. But over the last 3 or 4 years, if you watch my videos, I've gotten more comfortable riding these short squeezes because it's more conducive for my personality and my schedule, right? Like you like to be done by 10:30. I'm in a different time zone every other week. So I need to like just try to take what trades I can, and you find what works for you. David Hanlon gave a great interview yesterday where I was like, he talked about his $1 million trade when the Bitcoin breakout. I was like, give me an example of a breakout that hasn't worked lately. And he thought about it. He's like, there isn't any. I was like, yes, it was a trick question. Almost every breakout, multi-week, multi-month breakout just keeps going because there's so many traders, because we're in this insane market. So we're going to talk more with Alex tomorrow at the Inner Circle. So those of you at the Inner Circle, get ready. Alex is speaking, 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
10 a.m. He's going to give a talk. It's going to be more detailed. I'm so pumped for that. Thank you for sharing, man.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. But before we go, I have to give a very special treat to you guys. Do you mind videoing this real quick? This is a pretty cool moment for me. So
you want sideways, up, down?
Vertical. So, you know, I have a lot of video lessons, but I'm literally about to post my 10,000th video lesson right now. I'm pretty excited. This is a big milestone for me. You know, they're all in 5-minute increments. So 10,000 video lessons is basically 2,000 hours. We're going to post it right now. And it's fitting that this video lesson is of Stratty and Omer. Omer is the one who just passed $1 million earlier this week. Stratty is closing in on $1 million, but I love sharing my rules. I love sharing the lessons. Stratty and Omer are both mentors in the Inner Circle program, so they're going to be giving their tips tomorrow. It's live. It's live. Video lesson 10,000. We got to celebrate. We got to celebrate. Which way is it? I don't want to hurt myself.
Oh.
Let's go! Video lesson 10,000 is out. What a story. Amazing what he's done. It's amazing what he's achieved in just a few years. This is the beautiful thing. Understand, he wasn't profitable right away. He was, you know, losing in the beginning. He was break even. Then he found what works for him, and then he scaled up. And now he has new rules in place to keep him profitable. And it might not be what you expected in the beginning of the interview, but this is trading. A lot of the best trading rules are counterintuitive. So I encourage you to keep watching all of my videos, see trader after trader what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and leave a comment below. Let me know if you're going to be dedicated, and congratulate Alex on his success and, you know, for sharing all of these tips with us.